what impact have you seen in sponsoring women around you?
Frankly, I haven't seen many examples of sponsorship in terms of women. I want to see more of it. But I know that there are people thinking about the same problem that I'm doing. And I'm hoping that this becomes as much of a movement as it is about how we want to mentor women and support women. But, I think, if you just look at the data, Ginny, women just have just more against, up against them when it comes to, um, I don't know if there's anything called a balance between a professional and a personal life, but the professional aspects and growth professionally, women just are up against more. And if you read the McKinsey report in terms of how COVID has impacted women, where a
Mm,
lot of women leaders like me are simply just giving up. They're saying this is just not worth it. And they're
mm,
evaluating their trade offs. A lot of the caregiving responsibilities, whether you have children or not, is primarily, taken by women during COVID. And so that, has resulted in many women in many different ways reconfiguring and reevaluating what they want to achieve from a professional career. I don't know if I
mm,
would be doing what I was doing myself if I did not have this opportunity at Fanatics. I'm very grateful for Fanatics for me to be able to have this opportunity to lead and to really create impact. It was necessary for me to be able to know that the opportunity cost in terms of not spending time with family or aging parents and cousins, etc., whom I'm very close to because I'm the only child, so they're like my siblings, if you may, is worth the trade-off in terms of the long nights and weekends that I need to kind of like put in to be able to maintain and sustain a job like this. And so I think that's why women just absolutely need that support in terms of life. Just have more things up against us, and
mm.
uh, I think that that support goes just that extra way to give many women that confidence that they can do it. They can achieve whatever whatever balance means to them, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that it's worth it to be able to go through that process too.
Yeah, and you actually just answered my question, which was, why was it worth it for you to stick through what you're doing, especially with you having a third grader, a family, and all of that. But I think you just answered the question, unless there's more that you wanted to elaborate on that.
It really comes back to what I want to achieve, professionally, in my life, and how that plays into the overall aspect of what I want to do with life overall. And I feel where Fanatics is, the opportunity that is, on my plate right now, the team that I work with, it all kind of like nicely fits in. And the minute I see that maybe that balance is off, I might have to make different decisions. And so I think the beauty of also what the pandemic has achieved for some senior folks like myself is also that we've found, in a way, because in a not in a forceful way, but given just that we've had just more time to spend at home and maybe with ourselves, in a way, it's allowed, I think, at least me, to reflect on what is really most important to me in my life.
Mm,
And really, what is most important to me in my life is to be a good mother, is to be a good friend, is to be a
mm,
good sister. But I do find that having that professional outlet and creating meaningful products, bringing together teams, working with great teams, and having that intellectual stimulation helps me be a better mother and a better wife and a better friend and a
mm,
better, sister. So I think I had to go through a lot of soul searching in terms of what was important for me and how my career and life fit in. And I feel like it fits in right now, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I also love talking to, as I mentioned, entrepreneurs like yourself, in terms of how you achieved what you did and your struggle and your journey, and helping folks like yourself really craft a vision that is commercial, if you may. So I think those two things really keep me going, because it really comes down to, it helps me with my goal of just wanting to be a better person in all of these areas that I mentioned. Does that
Yeah.
make sense, Jenny?